You helping? Yeah, you helping Daddy? All right. All right. Hey, what's up, riders? Welcome back. As always, thank you so much for tuning into our channel. Today's gonna be a pretty cool video. Definitely not something that's our normal type of video, but hopefully it goes well and it's gonna give us a ton of freedom for future rides. So as you can see by the title of the video, we are installing the Stealth Hitch on my Tesla Model 3 today. The homie George is gonna help us out. It's not a hard job, but it's definitely easier with two people, specifically with the impact bar and removing and putting the bumper back on the car. So join us for this video. Hopefully it's not a super long, boring one, but we are super excited just to be able to strap our bikes to our car and ride anywhere, to meet up with friends, viewers, family, whoever, anybody that wants to ride. I'll let you guys know when we're gonna be in a certain city. I plan on setting up a Facebook group and announcing rides to different cities, and hopefully I'll be able to ride with some of you viewers, and it'll be a blast. So ride with us. We're gonna hop in the car now and go pick George up from the metro. Not only was he nice enough to help us out, he even took the train over to help us out. So thank you so much, George. You will absolutely be the first person that goes on a road trip with me. Let's get Rusty in his little safe spot. I would love for him to be free in the car and run around and sit next to me, but I worry more about safety, and this part of the car is the safest place for him to be, so that's where he goes. All right, I've already sent the directions to my car. He's only like half a mile away. I've never picked anyone up from this metro station, even though it's super close. So hopefully we don't keep our buddy George waiting too long, considering how nice he's being helping us out. I'm super excited to get this done, y'all. I've been waiting so long to be able to. I should probably hit navigate, huh? Let's navigate there. But yeah, I'm super excited just to be able to pick a spot on the map, and if I have the time or the days off to get there, we can get there. I'm so excited just to be able to go anywhere, ride with friends, ride with viewers, and basically just experience new places, new states, new cities, new parks, new trails. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Now, considering we are still in the pandemic, traffic is almost back to normal. We have some of the worst rush hour in the country here in the DC area. This is a very, very light version of it, but I can only imagine being out here before the pandemic. It would take probably 10 minutes to make this right or go straight here, because the traffic is just never ending. So yeah, we'll see you at the metro. When I pick George up, I'll cut the camera back on, and then once we get back to the shop, I'll give you a breakdown of exactly what we're doing. All right, so we're at the metro, and we're looking for this gentleman right here. Help me find him. All right, fam, I think we found George. I think I saw him at this bus stop. I made a U-turn, but I'm pretty sure he's here. Yep, I think I see him. Thankfully, he's got the baldy like I do. It's easier to spot. Yeah, there he goes. We'll meet him at the corner so we don't get rear-ended. People like rear-ending others here. Go ahead, bro. That's DC drivers for you, Maryland included. We're just gonna wait for George right here. Yeah, here we go. Let's go. Oh, push the fat part and pull the skinny part.
Oh, dig. Nice. Okay, so pull the skinny part.
Yeah, did I lock? Is it locked?
Go for the brake.
There you go. What's up, man?
For some reason, I thought you were driving a white Tesla.
Nah, what's up, bro?
What's up? What's up?
I appreciate you coming out, man. Big help.
How's your day, man? Busy?
Yeah, work was crazy, man. We got the hitch ready to go. It's still in the box. We're gonna go ahead and unbox this, see what's inside of it, and then we'll get cracking. Rusty, what are you doing? Rusty, what are you doing? Go hang out. Go lay down. All right, folks, so we got everything out of the box. Here is everything that comes in that box, not including the tools, of course. So we have the main Stealth Hitch bracket. We've got the frame brackets here, left and right. We've got the main receiver, and then we've got the, what do you call this piece here? The latch block. So we've got the latch block, we've got the hitch frame brackets, the receiver, and we've got the main piece here. So essentially what this does is this bolts in between the impact bar of the vehicle and the frame. The latch block goes in here, and then when you need to use your hitch, you pop a panel off the bottom of the Tesla, you slide the receiver into the block, and then you're all good to go. And when you don't need to use the hitch, you can pull the receiver off, pop the panel back on, and nobody will know that you have a hitch on your Tesla at all. So without further ado, we're gonna get cracking. This is like a 2-hour job. Hopefully we can do it faster with 2 people, but we're gonna follow along with the instructions, and we're gonna follow along with the video that I've linked down below, and hopefully this turns out the way we need it to. So wish us luck, and let's get cracking. All right, so first order of business is we got to get these side panels loose. We're going to pop these off here, these little knobs, and then we're going to get the tail lights out. So let's go ahead and do that now. And now we're removing the tail lights. All right, so we got the right tail light out. We're getting the left one out now. All it was 2 8mm nuts, and it should come right out. It might take a little convincing. There's some plastic tabs on the back side of this that you do not want to break. So you kind of just want to slide it straight back, and it should all come off with nothing breaking. I actually have something that'll work perfectly for that tail light. Hopefully it's still in here. Yep, let's try this. Yeah, you don't want to pull hard against that. That's for the charger. All right, we got the left tail light out. All right, good to go. Set this down next to the right one. Okay, so next we got 2 10mm screws right here. These help keep the bumper on. Go ahead and pop those off. Keep them together with the tail light nuts. All right. All right, folks, so next we got to pop out these little plastic tabs. 1, 2, I believe there's a third one somewhere else. And then we've got a Torx here that we need, Torx right here that we need to get out, a T25. So let's go ahead and get started with that. All right, we got the T25 Torx on the passenger side already loose. And now we're removing the one on the driver's side. And according to the instructions, once we pop this T25 off, we should be able to pop the bumper off after we loosen some tabs. So we'll be doing that next. Got it. All right, so next we got to remove the gravel guard, which is this whole bottom splash shield here. I guess instead of a splash shield, Tesla calls it a gravel guard. But once we get this piece off here, we should be able to get the bumper off. So something to be aware of with the gravel guard is you got to pop these little tabs off. And there's an extra 10mm bolt there and there. Thanks for helping, Rusty. All right, so we've got the driver's side of the bumper out. My only concern is there's a little clip here that I already misplaced right here. that popped off when I pulled the bumper piece off. I'm pretty sure I know how this goes on, but hopefully I can confirm that by pulling this piece out. Nope, popped out just the same. So this just fell out. I'm pretty sure it goes this way. Or perhaps it goes this way. Yeah, it goes this way. Yep. All right. So we've got some tabs here. Definitely don't want to break these tabs. There's one connector here we got to pop out. All right, got it. This should all come off. There we go. Not as bad as I thought it would be in there. All right, we got the bumper off. We're down to the nitty gritty. Essentially, we need to get this loose. We need to remove this. And then the hitch installs in between the frame and this impact bar here. So let's get cracking. All right, so now we're gonna remove this piece here. There's 5 10mm bolts. We're gonna go ahead and take those off. Here's an extra one if you wanna help. And we just have to remove this in order to gain access to all the bolts for the impact bar. Should be a 10, right? Yeah. All right. Put these over here with the bumper. So this should move to the side. And it does. All right, so we'll let that hang down there, and then we're gonna get started on this. All right, we've got the 6 bolts holding the impact bar loosened. Or maybe these are nuts. I believe they're nuts. Yep, they're nuts. Thankfully, we've got bodybuilder George here. Strong man holding up the whole thing, nice and level. So I can get these off. All right. Get these off here. Watch out, Rusty. Rusty, if you had thumbs, you'd be helping, I know. I know. So I gotta admit, I was a little nervous going into this, and I'm still a little nervous, even after I get everything on. And we know that the hitch is on right and everything is secure. I'm just nervous about the clearance with the bikes, clearance to the ground, clearance to the car. But I have to set all that aside and just wait for the rack to arrive after this is installed, and we'll see how it looks. But hopefully it works out according to plan, and we can be fully mobile with our bikes and go anywhere we want. All right. Cool. Got that done. There's already some rust building up here. That's not good. This car's not that old. Come on, Tesla. All right, next step is we got to remove these 8 15mm nuts to get these plates off here. So we'll go ahead and do that now. All right. Beautiful. All right, keep those on there. All right, what's next? Yeah, so the next step, according to the manual, is we need to install these nylon washers in between the frame and the main bracket for the mount. Looks like they give you extras, or we need more for something else. All right, cool. So go ahead and pop these on, and then we can put that plastic piece on top. Yeah. So we're gonna put these on first, and what this does is it keeps both metals separated, because we've got aluminum and we've got steel, and if you add a little bit of water and a little bit of salt, it could lead to all of this rusting, which we don't want, obviously. So we're gonna pop these on, and taking a cue from the video I linked below, which is the video that helped me tackle this project here, is we're gonna put some plastic as an extra little safeguard in case the rust wants to spread. So we'll go ahead and pop these on now. And that's just gonna give us a little more protection in case some rust wants to spread there. And looks good. Is to put the main bracket onto the factory studs here, and then we're only gonna snug the outer nuts here. So let's get this thing on. All right. And then we're gonna put the outer ones on. Wait, does it say, I wonder if it says put the nylon washers on again. Yeah, we gotta, these right here bolt onto that, and then it goes on together. All right, so the next step is we've got the main bracket on and we've got the outer bolts on. So what the instructions say to do is torque these to 45 Newton meter. Thankfully, we got a torque wrench at work. All right, 2 down. Hopefully that extra click doesn't destroy my car down the road. All right, so we've got all of these at 45 Newton meters. And let's move on to the next step. All right, so also based off the video that showed me how easy this is, or how doable it is, we're gonna skip a couple steps on this first, and we're gonna install the base plate because there's some clearance issues once you get this on. Once we get this on, then we're gonna go ahead and go back to this step here. All right, so we want the handle on the passenger side, which is this here. This is the quick release. And then this is where the key goes. I don't see the key anywhere, but I'm assuming it came somewhere in this package. Yeah, thankfully George is here and he's smart because he realized that the key's in here. That makes sense. All right, so we've got our keys, and we'll go ahead and slap the latch block on and see how this goes together. The instructions specifically say that the bolts go in from the passenger side, so we're gonna follow those steps. right, so thankfully we did skip that one step and go straight to installing the block because the clearance is very, very tight on that back nut there. So we're gonna go ahead and torque these to 100 foot-pounds, and then we'll move on. All right, there's one. All right, we are in there. 100 foot-pounds, good to go. Am I accurate? Yes. All right, next up. Next, we're gonna install the brackets to the impact bar using these 6 bolts, 6 nylon washers, 6 nuts, and 6 metal washers here. So we gotta have the notch up, and then we go in with our metal bolts in first with the washers, and then we want the nylon washers in between. And considering all the extra plastic we have around here, we might as well put some plastic there as well. Be safe. So we've got our little extra added protection here to hopefully prevent any rust from spreading between these 2 metal pieces touching each other. So we're gonna go ahead and bolt this together, get it back onto the car, and hopefully we're on the way to finishing this up. All right, so we've got our brackets on. We've got our little handy pieces of plastic protection in between. So these brackets go on to the inner studs on the vehicle. And then we want to slide these out as far as possible to the outside of the vehicle because these are slotted so they can move a little bit. We actually have these loose right now, as the instructions say. Once we have this on, we'll bolt these bolts down to 45 foot-pounds, and then we'll move on to the next step. Make sure we're still on 45. Hopefully this didn't slip. Yeah, we're good. So hopefully this all goes according to plan. No pun intended here, but without a hitch is my goal. Because I called around to some authorized installers for this product, and they were all charging about 700 bucks or more. When really this is, according to the book, according to Stealth Hitch, who makes the product, this is like a 2.5 hour job tops. So where these places are getting 700 bucks from, I don't know. I don't know many mechanic shops that charge $350 an hour, so I went ahead and just decided to do it myself. All right, so we've got these on. Let's double check. 45. 45, 45, 45, and now we're going to move on to securing these bad boys right here. We're ready to bolt down the impact bar. It's weird how this is made. This impact bar is slotted on the right, but not on the left, and that gives you just enough space to slide it back and forth once it's snug, so that you can get it centered. We've got it pretty centered, so we're gonna go ahead and bolt it down to 45 foot-pounds. All right, we got this on. We actually had to use a 17mm wrench on the backside to keep the nuts from spinning until we could get this tight enough. But now everything's past snug, everything's tight but not torqued down, so we're just gonna get each one to click and we'll move on. Oh, this top one's still spinning. Yeah. Got it. All right, that clicked already. It's a little concerning, but I'll trust the science of this torque wrench. If my bikes end up on the sidewalk or on the highway, then we did this wrong. Okay. All right. This side. Cool.
Magic click.
All right. The fact that it's at 45 foot-pounds and it only clicks with the wrench on, like if I turn it now, it just spins. That's a little concerning, but like I said, I'll trust the science and the specs, and hopefully this doesn't fall apart on us. You know what, let's double check that. Does it really say?
Want to do it again or you good?
Tighten and torque all of the remaining untightened nuts to 45 foot-pounds, which we did.
That's good, right? That's good.
45 foot-pounds.
That's good. This is for it. This one too. We got this already.
Yep.
I'll do it again. No, just click. That's it, right?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt to click these again.
Yeah. Oh, second.
Yep. You helping? Yeah, you helping Daddy? All right. All right. So this is how this thing works. I'm gonna have to have a lot of faith in this pin because there's one pin that locks into here and that keeps this whole piece on. And the rack goes into here, and that's all my bikes that are gonna be basically relying on this to hold. But essentially, when the bumper is on, all I have to do is pop this little panel off, and then I have access to the base here. This slides on, we're good to go. You lock it here with the key, and then go on your trip. And when you get back, you unlock it, hit this little lever, that comes down, and we're good. So yeah, how much faith do y'all have in that little notch there being held by one metal pin, holding up probably 180 pounds of two bikes and a rack? We shall see, because the rack, I believe, arrives tomorrow. We're gonna test it out, and hopefully it all holds and I'm secure. And if not, and things fall apart, hopefully it happens in the parking lot, not on the highway. did it. We had to get the car in ramps in order to get the bottom piece, the gravel guard, completely on and secure, but we got it. George, thank you so much, man. It would have taken me like 3 days to do this shit by myself. But yeah, it's all done. This is pretty much the last piece left here. So as you can see, we've got our access panel here. This factory piece goes right here. Like so. So you pretty much keep this like this at all times, and then whenever I want to travel with the bikes, just pop this off, grab our hitch, and we are on. Stealth hitch installed. Now when this car is on the ground, that clearance is going to be pretty close to the ground, but the rack that I ordered has an anti-wobble feature that supposedly will keep it from bouncing around or angling down, so until I have it, I won't know for sure, but it's looking pretty good for now. So we're going to drop the car, and then we're going to try this one more time, and then we're probably going to head home because it's getting late.